Is the winners bracket final.
Oh, okay. We're gonna watch reynad versus Trump then, right now.
Yep.
All right, cool. So we're gonna get that loaded up for you guys, and the winner will get a guaranteed $1,000 for placing at least second in the tournament.
That means Reynad wins some of his own money back.
Not bad, right? Put that pocket change right back where it started. So
Well,
it's
actually,
Mage versus Druid.
no, hold on. If Trump loses here, let's say, and then he goes to the losers bracket, he doesn't necessarily get second in the tournament.
No, he
Nope.
doesn't. He gets well. This is top three, right? And then Trump would have to win one more game to get back into second place.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we've kind of got our bracket homework out of the way, let's take a look at the mulligans. You said Innervate might not have been useful for Trump, but he has a possible strong turn two play with Druid the Claw. What do you think about that, Crip?
That is a pretty strong tempo hand. But I don't know, like if you innervate like a Druid the Claw, you get polymorphed, you're in bad shape.
True. You are in bad shape, but that's kind of what the purpose of Innervate is, isn't it? Anyways,
Make
how
you
many
sad.
more practical uses are you going to get out of it in terms of like pushing out like the Iron Bark later on, maybe? But
I mean, that's why I don't pick it. I hate that card.
hey, he has a way to reload too with Loot Hoarder, which helps him generate some cards too, so he doesn't feel like he's going to get too far behind if it goes poorly.
I would be impressed if it actually generates cards. I thought Looter generates one.
Well, the idea is that it pays for itself, so that way he won't feel like he's losing minions and he's all in with this innovative play. All right, so turn two for reynad. He has the Sun Fury. Dropping it out there just as vanilla 2-3 is still okay because it challenges whatever really comes out of Trump, which might be the Druid of the Claw, a bigger challenge than the Sun Fury thought. Or does he? He has such a nice curve as well with the Innervate. He can play pretty much a nice turn 3 to 4, turn 3 to 5.
Do you play Drew the Claw here? And if you do you play Encounter Charge?
Well, on turn 3, there's not much Mage can really do other than maybe Frostbolt and like Ice Lance, I guess, in combination. So I think it's safe to play it in Taunt. And so now Reynad, he realizes he won't be able to immediately do anything with the Sun Fury, so he's going to have to pass, but think about what minion he wants to play to stand next to it. If you play the Injured Blade Master, it has the damage to kind of kill it off, but at the same time, now Druid can respond to it with like Wraths and stuff.
Yeah, it's a little bit more risky, but the Injured Blade is a correct play because if Trump goes for face, he can Dark Iron and 1-for-1 it. Well, 2-for-1 it because Innervate was used to play.
Oh, that's a good observation as well.
But
I mean,
Trump
this is where
does end up top decking Wrath.
yeah, that's exactly the pressure point of which things kind of crumble in the house of cards here for Reynad.
This is looking very well for Trump right now.
See what Reynad has though in response. I think he does have the 4-drop. That's right. He had the Dark Iron Dwarf. So he pushes that back.
Yeah, but that's not how you're supposed to use a Dark Iron Dwarf.
No. Its value is in the battle cry, and Trump instead puts out his own 4-4. And there's no need to kind of attack into the Dark Iron Dwarf because that has to go through it anyways in order to get to other minions or even the character. So there's no need to trade unnecessarily.
I'm being told by the chat that there's a lot of salt leaking out of Reynad's face on the Wrath draw. Did you notice this?
I did. His eyebrows kind of smushed together and furrowed. This is a common phenomenon when you observe Reynad in his natural environment.
Okay.
National Geography is about to release a documentary on it. You'll see soon. It's sponsored by Tempostorm.
All right. I think here the Shattered Sun play is the best one. It's just really annoying. Just Shattered Sun, you have 1 health left, and you ping the spell power unit.
Yeah, I mean the Yeti, it doesn't really improve too much because then if he has like swipe or something to remove it pretty easily. But at the same time, it's like the Dark Iron will die anyways, and then you're left with a 3/2 that doesn't feel very powerful against the 4/4. So you feel like you lose both minions in that respect. So maybe the Yeti can at least stay alive potentially and force him to use a card. So reynad's going to play for the value here instead of trying to go for the
I think it's the opposite. I think the other play was the value play.
No, but he wants more value out of his Yeti and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, it does work out. I mean, well...
Because value out of the Shadow Sun Cleric would only have been for that trade, but the body itself would have lost for free against the Ogre Magi. Yeah. So, I guess, I don't know. I guess that's how I was coining it.
To do.
And for scenarios like this is where Silver Knight or Silver Hand Knight really shines because that 4/2 split is able to distribute its attack really nicely.
Yeah, attack the 2/2 here. If you attack the 4/4, the Druid can clear the board with hero ability. Now, as the board sits, you're up a creature. Oh, Frostwolf Grunt value.
Alright, turn 6. Nothing feels pretty here for Trump. The Reckless Rocketeer just trades into something, and it already got everything already 2-for-1 to self with the Rocketeer play. So, do you think pushing out minions like Razorfin and Loot Hoarder here is good, or even the Frostwolf Grunt?
Play the Grunt, yeah. Okay. Trump goes for the value. He wants to save that Grunt for later.
Maybe Mark of Nature that bitch up, huh? Alright, let's see. Let's see what reynad has in response as well. Picks up the Wild Pyro, but he doesn't really need that right now. In fact, he has 2 cards that synergizes with spells, but no spells to be found.
I think you should Shattered Sun here. Shattered Sun ping, and then Sorcerer's Apprentice.
You could put out the Stormwind Knight as well to put out a minion, take out one of his, and you still have a 4/1, a 2/4, 2/3, and a 3/2. But that's still about the same as the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
No, the Sorcerer's Apprentice, you have a bigger board.
Yeah. So I'm saying the stats are negligible if you play the Stormwind Knight over something else. So I think dropping the 2-drop here is good.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Alright, so he is going to go with the Shattered Sun Cleric and the 2-drop. It makes the most sense. You're being really efficient. You have better targets potentially for the Stormwind Knight as well to follow up, so pretty solid.
He does go for the face though, which opens him up for a pretty brutal swipe.
Now, but Trump does pick up the Keeper of the Grove, which can kill off one of these 3/2s really easily, or even trade for the 5/3.
Yeah, Trump can pretty much balance out the board here. And I think that is the correct play. It would be to send the 2 minions into the 5/3, kill the Sorcerer's Apprentice with the Keeper of the Grove, and then Frostwolf Grunt. Unless Trump decides to save it another turn.
I think he's also worried about like Flame Strike. It's starting to get to that point where he doesn't want to overextend too much on the board. reynad didn't do it in
2 creatures on the board, and 1 paid for itself with Battle Cry. I don't think that's a problem at all.
I thought he would have 3, because he would trade Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I thought he was going to use... That's right, he doesn't have the mana to use hero power. My bad. He's at 7 mana.
Alright,
So
now
he
I
picks up
think...
Riz then.
Yeah, you Silver Hand Knight, and the 2 goes to the 2/4, you ping, and you play the Wild Pyro.
Not the Razorfin?
You can't
Oh, no,
ping.
you don't have the mana. Yeah, this is good. Again, you want to kind of just put on pressure. Like, reynad hasn't been... He's been slowly climbing back with the value. Like, he was down about 2 cards, and then Trump was able to, like, fight back with stuff. But overall, reynad's been doing a good job developing the board and kind of sneaking in damage every time. He's been charging the face for opportunities to get damage in.
It is true, though, that Trump misplayed. He killed the Shadowed Sun instead of the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sorcerer's
it's
Apprentice
not-
brings more value.
It's not absolutely a misplay. You can play around like a panda, I guess. Because if you put it back to your hand, the Shadow Sun's a lot more valuable.
The battle.
But yeah, as it stood, I think most people would have found killing the Sorcerer's Apprentice to be correct.
Yeah, definitely. Trading off the Wild Pyro is a bigger priority, though, than the Sorcerer's Apprentice. I think we can agree on that.
Yep.
Now Trump really hopes that his opponent doesn't really have stuff like Flame Strike to kind of take out the opponent, but Flame Striking 2 minions, that doesn't ever feel good to you, so even if you drew it as reynad, you would kind of hold it, don't you think?
Trump is really hoping that he sees a bunch of minions hit the board, and we might see exactly that here.
Yeah, with the Rock, with the Boulder Fist Ogre and the Razorfin Hunter, then you have Mind Control tech as well to back it up. So reynad has quality minions. Boulder Fist is a pretty nice top deck this late in the game.
If he trades, I think he will play the... No, he'll play the Razorfin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boulder Fist, Razorfin, and trade is the correct play. But the trade is not a very obvious one.
Yeah, it's a painful one. Alright. See what Trump gets. Picks up that Youthful Brewmaster. Now it's funny that both of them kind of hold mind control techs in their hands, and yet it's for the past few turns it's been inconveniently slightly out of their reach.
It's
With 3
often
minions
this
every
way.
time. Yeah.
But neither
Oh,
of
it's
them are really
good.
playing around it, it just ended up this way. Let's see. This is a really tough one for Trump. He's probably going to take a while on this turn, so we have a while to think about it. I think... the correct play is to... attack the 1/1, panda back, play it again, hero power face.
You're saving the Reckless Rocketeer to be able to snipe something worthwhile, right? In that case.
It just doesn't do enough right now.
Well, I guess you use it to take out the Ogre if you really feel like it's a big enough threat. Or you just charge face what Trump's doing. And just return it back. So he's kind of used it as like a pseudo spell in a way.
I think this is okay. I think he's maybe a bit optimistic with his mind control tech. He's pretty much banking that he lands MC tech in this game, because with that play, you have no finisher.
Yeah, and you're assuming reynad won't trade or anything as well and keep his minion count low. Especially with things like Fairy Dragon out. Like, I don't think you can really expect it to live too long.
I mean, it's staying alive up until the point where the Ogre or the 2/3 runs into it. But seeing as Trump just made that play... okay. I would think that the 2/3 would die instead of the Ogre.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then play the mind control tech. I mean, because again, he clears the board. There's not going to be that many opportunities to use it practically.
Trump needs an Ironbark right now. What does he get? Not Ironbark.
The doggy. And he's staring down 13 damage, 14 damage next turn.
He can kill the ogre.
Yeah, I guess using the doggy, this hero power, and the reckless rocketeer.
He can also do 7 to face, bring his opponent to 6, which means that Starfire top deck is a win.
Is that really what his last option is, though? Because if he goes for the rocketeer and kills the ogre, then how does he win from that position? And if he goes for the face instead, that would be playing for the win. So I think Trump has to kind of calculate whether or not he has to do this play and what his odds are. I don't know how many cards he has in his deck.
He's technically even, card-wise. If he does that trade, he'll be low life, but I think either option is fine. I don't know if he's
low life
counted
against the
cards.
mage, though. Like, he can top deck fireballs or any ways to just feel like you can do direct damage. And you're going to be taking the 6 anyways, right? So it could be just play for the straight up win here. And I think that's what Trump's going to do. Alright.
Yeah.
Makes the most sense.
Frostbolt
Two
to
power
Fireball? Frostbolt to Fireball? Frostbolt to Fireball?
Well, reynad doesn't get the fireball top deck this game. The nice thing is he does have the opportunity to trade down.
And here the 4/3 goes into the dire doggy, and the 6 goes to the face.
It's too much damage to miss if you want to keep your Spellbreaker alive potentially.
Well, Starfire or bust.
Alright, let's see what Trump has. A rat, he still has a chance.
Possible. One. It's another try.
And actually, if Mage doesn't draw a damage, he might be able to live another turn as well. Ooh, an Iron Bar. Alright.
Polymorph. Here we go.
Incoming Polymorph, do it! Oh man, the Pyroblast! Wow.
That is Polymorph.
Yeah, I guess so. A 10 mana cost Polymorph. Alright, so now I guess it really is Starfire or bust for Trump. He's praying. His hands are together.
Wow.
Oh! Oh, devastating Trump, man. Wow. That stinks. What a super close arena game. And reynad's going to advance to the grand finals and secure a top 2 finish. Oh my goodness. Wow.
That was a good game. That was a really close game. And
awesome.
I think reynad's deck is supposed to beat Trump. So I think Trump did a good job, even though he was the one who lost. I think there was a few questionable plays, but I mean, in arena, you make mistakes. I know. So I think overall we saw some very high quality play from both of them.